Hello everybody, back with a wee video today. This is my simplex gateway for Wires X Fusion. A wee bit unconventional, to be fair. I don't think many will be using it this way, but I thought I'd do it this way. At the moment we're on America KC wide, and we're using an FT-5D, and as you can see there's a small fan on the back. Sitting in the front of just a short wire from the FT-5D into my power meter, and I got to kind of go between low 1 and low 2. Low 1 is about, on my meter it's about 200 milliwatts, and on low 2 it's saying around about 800 milliwatts. The license conditions are a bit ambiguous, to be fair. They say 7 dBW, but some are saying 3 dBW for 2 meters. Now this is running on 2 meters, and according to my gateway license it says 7 dBW. But other sources say it's 3. So I'm using an X200 on the roof of the house for the gateway, and its gain is 6 dB on 2 meters. So if I'm running around about 500-600 milliwatts, I'm well within the regs for 7 dBW. If I go over a watt, I'm not. Now the issue with the regulations we have here in the UK is that any of the FTM radios, the FTM 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, the minimum power output is 5 watts. So even if you put it into the likes of a Diamond X30, you're over the regs. The X30 is roughly 3 dB gain, but this one, as I say, is 6. So, and the one I have outside is 7.8. So what do we do? We could go into the menus of the FTMs, and we could set it for a lower output, but that means going into the engineer settings, and if you get the drive and the output wrong, you will get quite a lot of spuri. So it needs to be done properly. But the FTMs are not really suitable for this. So I decided to use my FT-5D, which I've had for a wee while, for this operation, because I can turn the power down to around about, the book says 300 milliwatts on low 1. Now it might surprise you the range you can get, especially if you're in a good QTH like myself, with decent takeoff. It might surprise you how far this can go, and it actually works quite well, I have to say. As I say, I'm running low 2 at the moment. I'm still within the regs, which is fine, but as I say, there's many out there that might actually be breaking the regulations. So Yaesu, it would be great if they could give us a radio with a variable power output that could go from, say, 100 milliwatts upwards, rather than just the steps that they give. But the steps on the small handheld radio, of course, are better. You've got 3 low powers and you've got high power. High power gives you 5 watts. In this case, it shows me about just slightly over 4. That's fine, and so on. But what I'm doing, you can see down there, there's a little buck converter. So my radio is running at 7 volts input. If we run it with the 12 volts, the radio gets quite hot. It doesn't give you any more power output, but it gets hot, obviously because it has a series regulator inside, and it's dropping the voltage from 12 volts down to the required voltage of whatever, 6-7 volts. I mean, you can turn this down to about 4 volts and the radio still transmits and works, and it does run very, very cool. But I'm taking the supply for the fan from this little buck converter. So like I say, the fan is running underrun. It's a 12 volt fan, but it's running at 7, but it still gives you a good blast of air, and it runs really cold. even on, if I put it onto low 3, it still runs very, very cold. Haven't tried it on a dummy load on high to see if it can cope, but I wouldn't be running high anyway. More than likely would shorten the life of the radio, constantly putting out 5 watts on when it's transmitting. But I have no issues with low 1 or low 2. As I say, there's sufficient power there for it to do what it's supposed to do, and it seems to work quite well. But I have to say, I think Yaesu, they do wires X, and I think they must realise the regulations in various countries, that it might be an idea if the radios were able to turn down below the 5 watts. Maybe less of a problem on 70 centimetres, but certainly on 2 metres we could probably be doing with a wee bit less in the way of power output from the radio. So the 5D is actually quite, or possibly any of the FTs, the 3s, the 3 and the 1 would probably be quite suitable for this type of job. Seems a pity that we're using a handheld radio for this, but it does work really actually okay. So I have no qualms of keeping this running 24/7 with this radio. I've been running the Gateway now for a wee while. Did run it previously with an FTM-400, but I have now running it with this small FT-5D. And once I've got it set up properly, the radio will set up vertically so I can see the display. I've only got a short lead at the moment for the from the SMA to the the power meter. I need a longer one, so it needs to sit on its face at the moment. But yeah, it seems to work fine, and I say the audio quality is fine off it. It does everything it should do, and running it from a Windows 11 computer, and again, not an issue. Works fine, absolutely no problems. Not. Oh, somebody just briefly came in. My 991 at the moment is sitting here with no antenna connected. It's connected to the switch box I have on the floor. I can always switch the gateway off by the radio and switch over the antenna switch if I need to use 2 meters, because there are quiet times on America KC wide, which is what it actually drops back to if somebody comes in and goes to another room, but it drops back to America KC wide, the room on there, whenever it's not being used. Anyway, I thought I'd let you see this video. Thanks very much for watching, guys. All the very best, and enjoy Christmas when it comes. Thank you very much. Ta-ra for now. Bye.